Good afternoon. We are living in no evil times. I am Matthew Tubasine, and I am running for president, MAT 2024. That's MAT 2024. And what I wanted to go over today, yesterday I kind of got sidetracked, but the fact is it was a very short, given the amount of time I had, a very short podcast. And once I started talking about one subject, boom, it was over. And I started talking about prepping here in Florida for hurricane season and how it has grown, because then COVID came along and everybody was just, well, you remember what 2020 was like. I don't need to go into that as I am running for president, given basically what my platform is, which is people first. And by that, what I mean is it's about air, water, and food. The stuff we absolutely need to survive, and the things we are actually destroying because capital is more important to the power structure. So we've got to fight against that, because they will destroy humanity to put another nickel in their bank account. But unfortunately, given the things that I want to do, I have to compartmentalize, because when I started this podcast, it was purely about just trying to get more done with a kind of balance and peace of mind. This is really hard. It's hard to put this all just into a nice, cohesive, concise statement, because it's kind of melding the whole very obvious and real and structured and concrete aspects involved in just doing things in the real world, but at the same time trying to increase the level of spirituality in my life. And by spirituality, I do mean, just more than anything, a kind of psychological comfort, I guess. Just being accepting and happy with the way things are to the extent humanly possible, while having that feeling of, these are things I want to do, I need to do them. Wherever there's resistance, I need to push myself. So it really does sound like a dichotomy, that on the one hand I'm seeking comfort and ease psychologically, while on the other hand I'm seeking a certain level of distress in order to be able to use that to push myself to get things done. And quite frankly, yeah, both of those things are involved, and it's hard to come up with a program or a mindset which can functionally take both of those things into account and actually do both of those things. Like I said, it's hard to put these things into words. But okay, what I wanted to do more than anything was go over what I've been doing in the recent past, and from now on, mostly what I want to limit it to is, I do a podcast in the morning. I just tell you what I did the day before, as a kind of a motivation partner, accountability partner, and hopefully I can share some of that, which is allowing me to do more of what I want to do in life, and not just kowtowing to social expectations or indoctrination. Or I hear it over and over again from the people who are what I would call successful, doing what they want to do in life. And why I said it like that is, I don't care how much money they're making. If they're doing what they want to do in life, to me, that's the important thing. Look at Thoreau. He went and built a cabin by the side of the pond and lived there for a year and wrote a book about it. Just out there by Walden's Pond, he wasn't making any money, and I don't think that book made him a rich man either. He was just doing what he wanted to do, and that's the important thing. And I think that often gets lost in this hyper-capitalist society that we have. I call it it's a kleptocracy. I actually call it something else, but it's something that I made up. I'm not even going to get into that. Okay, the things I've done recently are, I finished a painting. That's up there. I still have to complete the varnishing, and it's lying flat up on a crate just so it's not in the way. As you can see, there's a little bit of clutter here, and space is very much constrained in terms of how much I can store and what I'm capable of doing. But I've got that painting. I've started on this one. Uh, that's kind of stalled. I do need to get back to that. And right there, there's a sort of ambivalence. On the one hand, I know I need to get back to that or it's never going to get done. On the other hand, there's a level of trust where, yeah, I should be working on it and every day. But even if I'm not going to freak out about it. I am going to work on it. It is going to be finished. I just have to get to that point where, and I am, baby steps, incrementally, I am getting to the point where I'm actually doing more of the things that I should be doing every day. And by should, I mean the things that I want to do, and I'm not because of whatever resistance, etc. So I finished that painting. I finally put the solar panel on the roof of my van so that I've constantly got juice trickling into. I've got a backup generator inside the van. It's basically just a deep cell battery with a inverter on it. But I did that. I organized the shop some. I know just in the small amount that you can see here, it looks a little bit messy, and yeah, it still is. You should have seen it before I cleaned up. So I've been playing the guitar just about every day, picking up cover songs, and putting all of my originals, which are basically just lyrics, to music, which is, between the two, it's actually easier picking up cover songs because those cover songs, they're already out there. You know what they sound like. My originals, some of them, I pretty much have music to. Most of them I do anyways, but having that audio looping in my brain and putting it down on the fretboard are two different things. I'm sure every artist can relate to that. You know, visualizing a painting and actually doing the image are two different things. And I'm sure most of you will agree that thing that you visualize is so much better than the thing that ends up coming out on the board or canvas or whatever. But I've been listing art on eBay pretty regularly. I was trying to do it daily, and it kind of faltered over the last couple of days. But that's something I'm going to continue to do until all my art is gone, and then hopefully as soon as I finish a piece, people are buying it. And that's going to be quite a while. So I've got a whole long road ahead of me where I can get better all the time at just, okay, at least one piece today. List it on eBay. Every single day, doing that until all the art is gone. So in terms of those things, I'm doing those or have done those. And on a regular basis, I do a morning routine, which includes meditation, journaling, a few other things. And I've been trying and succeeding in getting out more. And by getting out, I don't mean just going outside. I mean, where feasible, actually going to a park. I want to go more and more all the time, but I want to start going out to wilder areas. You know, the kind of areas where you get on a path in the woods and you can't even see or hear the road anymore. There are basically none of those in the immediate vicinity. I'm here in Miami. I'm right by Wynwood. I'm very close to downtown. Of course, we do have some really big nature. We have the Atlantic Ocean right out there, which is beautiful. But yeah, I want to get out to vegetation more and more often, and that's another thing that I'm doing is learning to identify wild edible foods. And for example, I just learned about purslane over this last week, and I'm trying to find sources of that. It's supposed to grow just about everywhere in the world, so I know what it looks like. I want to go out there and try and find some now. I've been looking for it and haven't seen any yet that I could identify. I saw some that might be, but the kind of plant it is, there's always a whole bunch of plants like that in the same spot. So, you know, you got to pick the right one. And first of all, the right one has to be there among all the plants. But yeah, so that's I would say a skill that I'm going to develop because just learning to look at plants and well, you know, in botany there are all kinds of terms involved for, like, example, what stems look like, how the leaves grow, do they grow opposite each other, or, you know, all of that. Lobes, leaves, spear shaped, all of the different varieties involved in plants that that are out there have a technical term in botany, and it'd be nice to know all that. That's where I'm at. I'm trying to take my ambitions and turn them into motivation. And what I have found is just get started. It doesn't matter if you're in the right mood or not. You know what you want to do. It's there in front of you. Just get started. The motivation will follow, and that's how I'm trying to get more things done. I know I have the ambition. Motivation is fleeting, so in order to, as opposed to just waiting for motivation to come along, I need to just start doing things and know that once I'm involved in that process, whatever that thing is, the motivation will come. Okay, well, I thank you for listening, and if you didn't listen, well, what's wrong with you, man? All right, talk to you soon.